Hey y'all, hi. So here's what's going on. Over the past couple of days, maybe even more than the past couple of days, I have totally failed to put myself together. I was on an amazing streak dressing for work every day, like putting on an outfit, even though I work from home. I let that streak, what happens to a streak? You don't drop a streak. End. I let that streak end. I let that streak falter, and it really bit me in the butt. I just have not felt like a very effective version of myself over the past couple of days. I think that the main factor is that it's gotten quite cold quite fast, and I was really excited when fall hit, and I'm still excited. I'm in my element. I'm in my knitwear. But I do think that when the seasons change and the temperature changes, it takes a little bit of time to adjust your metabolism and to adjust like your daily routines to suit you in the new weather, to be physically comfortable, to kind of like suss out when your energy peaks and when you need a rest. And there's been a little bit of a stutter for me in my sense of poise and power as I've realized that I need to figure out a new rhythm for myself going into this new season. Today, I feel like I have absolutely had it. I woke up this morning and I was like, I feel so crummy. I feel like I look crummy. I feel like I've looked and felt crummy for the past 3 or 4 days in a row. And I need to, more than anything, really sit down and really put myself together, especially paying attention to my skin, because I feel like my skin's been really dry and it's been looking and feeling really dry. And that's been making me kind of discouraged when it comes to playing with makeup, putting on makeup, etc. So I really had a project today. I was very focused, and this is the end result. As you can tell, I already filmed the look. I'm done with the video now. This is my last act, but you're about to be launched into the past and see what I looked like before. Prepare thyself. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe. I like reviewing makeup, but I also like using makeup for things like this. Things that aren't necessarily about what you choose to buy, but like how you interact with your cosmetics. You know, I'll tell you what I used, but you can use whatever you have to do what I did today. And now, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the video. I've been using this, it's supposed to be like an lip filler treatment. It got sent to me in PR from this brand Ourself. I looked it up and it's very expensive. So when I saw that, and then I read the, outrageous claims on the website about how it works the same as actual lip filler, I got really intrigued. I don't know what actual lip filler is like because I've never had it, but I kind of think it's working. It's subtle, but I kind of think it is having an effect on the vermilion border. Obviously, it's too soon to tell if the effects will be long lasting, but I'm following the future career of my lips with some interest. So this is a starting point. Not great. I feel like the first thing I need to do is deal with my hair, and I really want to get it up and out of my face so I can actually bring all of my tools and techniques to bear upon the canvas of my face. I feel like lately I've just been all sort of hunched over and scrunched over and cold and swaddled, and I haven't been able to like see what's going on my own face and take care of my skin. And my hair is kind of greasy right now. It's probably really due to be washed, which is kind of a separate problem, but related. And I'll probably wash it tonight or tomorrow. But for now, I just need to get it out of the way. Okay, there. So I just let a few bangs stay. And because I have a shaggy haircut, I had to use bobby pins to get the rest of them pinned back and sleek. It's totally worth it to have this much more open canvas. I love my haircut, but too much of one thing for too long, I think makes it easy to get stuck in a rut. I feel like I'm happy with the cut that I have right now, but once in a while I like to do something like this to counteract it, to just kind of give myself a fresh take. And I've really been feeling like I need that right now. I did pile on the skincare this morning. One of the things that's been going on is I just haven't been taking enough time to put on enough layers of moisturizer. So I've been going in quickly with makeup and then finding that my skin automatically looks dry. So I started by doing a little bit of physical exfoliation last night, lots of skincare this morning, and I'm going to continue to do the most. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to put some jewelry on. Maybe I'll try to bring my little necklaces on the outside of my turtleneck. Oh yeah, we're already getting there and I haven't even started with the makeup. But I thought I brought some earrings down here and now I can't find them. I'm gonna go find them. Okay, this is a lot for me for a day at home, but I'm already starting to feel much, much better. We're on the right track. I was saying that I'm going to continue to do the most with skin. I'm gonna use the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin, which is one of the priming serum-y things that I tested recently. It isn't my favorite, and I'll link the video in which I test it and compare it to a couple of others. It isn't my favorite all around, taking everything into consideration, mostly because I don't really like the fruity smell. But it's definitely the one that had the wettest effect and showed through makeup the most and kind of kept my skin really drenched all day. You know, it was still summer when I was testing these, and I appreciated the dewy look of it, but at that time I wasn't really feeling like I needed the moisture for my actual skin, and now I really do. Sadie, are you okay? Sadie came down here, now she's acting like she's gonna throw up a hairball. My skin has especially been looking dry, like around my mouth and on my chin, so I'm putting a little extra there. There. I just feel like my skin wouldn't dare look crusty at any point over the course of the day, having started with this. Right? Okay, I'm going to let that sit and I'm going to do my brows. I recently ran out, or my Refi brow gel, it's getting down to its dregs, right? I'm scraping the bottom. Instead of replacing it with itself, I decided to try the Patrick Ta Major Brow Lamination Gel. I've heard good things about this. I've heard that it's a really strong hold. I bought this for myself. This isn't something that the channel bought for me to review. This was like me replacing my personal brow gel for myself. And I've actually already used it a couple of times and I love it. This is what the wand looks like. And you know, I didn't think that it was going to be great. I was like, oh, it looks a little dinky, but it does distribute the product through my brows really evenly. Like it coats every hair without leaving too much gunk behind. And then it sets, and it sets hard. And you know, I understand that there are a lot of people who are like, I don't want my brows to be crunchy. What I've realized is that I do want my brows to be crunchy. I want them to set hard and stiff, kind of like a really strong hold hair gel, so that they'll stay in place all day. I feel like it's too much to ask of a product for it to keep your brows soft and pliable, and for my wiry, stubborn brows not to take advantage of that softness and pliability and just fall back down to their weird starting position. So, you know, if the idea of a slightly crunchy brow is a big turnoff to you, then don't get this product. But I am very pleased with the fact that it sets quickly, so it doesn't give my brows a chance to fall back down while it's still setting, and it sets to a crunchy hold and they stay all day. Right now, I feel like it's an improvement for me over the Refi, but you know, I like new things. Like I like novelty. I like to switch it up. In fact, sometimes I jokingly say that I would rather have something new than the best thing, and it's not really a joke. I just enjoy variety, so it's exciting to have something new and a little bit different. I was tempted to buy it while I was still working on the Refi one, and I'm glad that I didn't do that, because this is really in line with kind of how I want to spend my personal budget and how I want to, in my own personal life of makeup consumerism, try new things. I waited until I needed a replacement. I replaced with something different, and I feel like Patrick Ta smashed it with this product. My brows still have some color in them from the last time I dyed them, and I actually feel like because I was able to shape them so completely with this product, they're looking pretty good, but I'm going to use a little bit of brow pencil just to fill them in a tiny bit. I grabbed the one from House Labs, which is something that I got for review. I mean, it's a really good brow pencil. Maybe something I would consider buying in the future if I needed it. This one was technically a review unit. Whew, okay, already feeling much more polished than I have been. Wow, a little bit of effort goes a long way. And now it's time to address the skin, which again, lately has been kind of my bugaboo. I've been sort of doing the least, just slapping on a little bit of the RMS foundation, which is a great match, but because it's a great match, I've been like not using other products, not using really most days like a primer, not using any kind of color corrector or concealer. It's just been like a quick layer of it with a brush and go. And then I've been looking and feeling kind of crusty because I haven't been prepping my skin well. So today I'm really going to play with what I have. What I want to do is to use the House Labs Triclone foundation that I recently tested. By the way, when I tested this, I talked about how liquidy and runny it was, how semi-sheer it was, how it felt like a BB cream. And I talked about the fact that in the imagery, all of the pale shades looked super saturated, like pink and yellow, and there didn't really look to be any neutral or olive options. And the comments are full of people saying you have to swatch it in store. The shade matching is confusing online, but if you go in store and you swatch, you'll find the perfect match. A lot of you were like, I bet shade 30 would be great for you, or I bet shade 15 would be great for you, etc., etc. And a lot of people were saying all the other shades are less runny. Like people were saying they thought the white white one was a little bit of a different texture, so it would be easier to mix it in with other things. Well, I was in store in Sephora last weekend, and I actually went and swatched like the lightest 7 shades of the Triclone foundation. And my experience was that they all had the same texture as this, and they were all super saturated, and none of them looked like it was anywhere close to being something that was color-wise a match for me. I'm glad that it's working for a lot of people, and the finish on the skin is very beautiful. We're gonna see what we can do with this because I want nourishment, I want moisture, I want cosmetic elegance, but I still want to use the RMS foundation because it's such a good match for me. So I'm gonna mix them together. Just a little bit. I really want to go in thin layers today. I've done like equal parts, and I'm going to buff it into the skin with this brush that just came in PR from Refer, the 37. I like that it is kind of smaller than what I would usually use for a base, so I feel like I'll really be able to have control, but it's also fluffy enough and soft enough to like cover surface area. All right, that's basically one layer. And I feel like the Haus Labs white foundation is a really good mix-in. I just feel like this is kind of like the BB cream of my dreams. You know what I mean? Because it has that skincare-y fluid texture and it's brightening because there's so much white in it. But tonally, it's just a perfect match for me because I mixed with the RMS. And I really, 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 really don't want my skin to feel cakey or look cakey today. I really don't want there to be any hint of dryness. I would rather it have a little bit of a greasiness or even like an increased reflectivity even around my fine lines and creases and the planes of my face. I would rather that today than have any cakiness. So I'm not going to set with powder. I'm not going to add another layer. I'm just going to use the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, which is like a spot concealer for me, to conceal these spots that are showing through. Hey, Sadie. She didn't cough up a hairball, by the way. I think she was just being dramatic. Okay, I feel like this is much, much better, and now we can kind of play. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with the lips because I know I really want to wear a lip. I want to calibrate everything else to the lip because I want to wear Condensate, the Phytosurgence Skin Spark, maybe my favorite cream blush of all time. And I know that if I put it on before my lipstick, I'll get really, really, really carried away with it, and then I'll be afraid to do too much on the lips. I want to wear the Rouge Powder Lip Palette. I want it to be a strong fall lip. So let's just do that. I'm gonna use a liner and then we'll go from there. I know I'm always talking about these Esom lip liners and eyeliners. They sent me the whole set of lips and eyes and they're both double-ended. So that's such an array of colors. It's like more colors of lip liner than I've ever had at one time and more options for eyeliner than I've ever had at one time. And the formulas are so good that I've been defaulting to them every time I need to line my lips or my eyes pretty much. I think I'm gonna use the more rusty side, this kind of duller side to start. I'm just trying to kind of lightly overline or really like fill in the vermilion border all the way to its outside edge, mostly in the middle and in the middle of the bottom lip, and then like have the color fade out to the corners. So just using a liner to reinforce that that's the shape. And now I'm going to go in with which color? One of the reds. Let's go with this one. The really purple vampy one does look amazing with this sweater and it's tempting, but I want something a tiny bit more red. So we're going for this, the bottom right-hand corner. Sadie, what is it? Come here. You feel sad? What is it? What are you sad about? She feels sad. Okay, this is definitely a lip that's going to make me feel awesome for the whole rest of the day. I had kind of forgotten how sturdy these powders are. It's a bit of a darker color than I was expecting, or maybe I applied it thicker than I meant to. There's not really any blotting it because of the formula. The color is great. I'll live with it. But it's a reminder that it's like, they're not lipsticks, you know? It's a really, really interesting alternative product. Sadie's really making her presence known today. She really wants me to stop filming and play with her. As predicted, this is making me... I'm having a lot of feelings at this juncture. One is that this is definitely a version of how to look amazing when you feel awful. Remember that? I'll link that video. It's like from last year. The TLDR is, sleek hair, a black turtleneck, and a bold red lip. And this is like a just ever so slightly tweaked version of that. That's like the direction I've taken, and now I'm going to build on that. I guess I kind of knew that that's what I was doing, but I hadn't really thought about it that way. I was like, I feel awful. I need to put myself together. And I just ended up grabbing for my usual techniques, you know? Oh, and skin. Cleaning up your skin, I think, was part of that. And the other feeling I'm having is that, as predicted, I don't want to do as much on the eyes and cheeks as I thought I was going to. I thought that I'd be using Tom Ford Naked Bronze for a little bit of a defined eye, and I may yet do that, but I'm going to keep going kind of in reverse order. I'm going to do the cheeks next, and once the cheeks are done, I'll see what I feel like my eyes can take. I'm going to use another Rephr brush for this. It's the 05. It's bigger and softer than the one that I was using for complexion. And here's the Phytosurgence blush up close, a Dreamboat. Oh my gosh, I'm going to leave it there. A very light blush look for me. When I was imagining doing this, I was imagining really cleaning up my skin and then going like really, really hard on the blush. But I ended up doing that with the lips. So I'm just going to put my mole back on. I didn't realize this was actually kind of a burgundy liner. I thought it was brown. I always end up feeling a bit editorial, a bit extra editorial when I use burgundy for my mole. And yeah, I'm going to leave it really fresh and natural looking on the cheeks. All that remains now is to decide what I want to do with my eyes. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to use Naked Bronze. I'm going to use a tiny bit of primer, and I'm going to do that thing where I just try to use the littlest bit of this cream, that's Naked Bronze, going strong after all these years, very lightly, just to take away the look of like blanked out whiteness of my lids. I'm actually going to try, and I might fail at this, but I'm going to kind of try to put on so little that you can kind of barely tell that I'm wearing eyeshadow. And I'm going to do that with a fluffy-ish brush. This is Rephr 27. Just blending and brushing all over the lids, and then following it with the shiny powder that's in the lid to soften the color even more and kind of make the color lighter and less noticeable on the lid. That's my plan. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I feel like the plan's succeeding. I'm shook. Oh my gosh, you know what? I'm not going to use the shiny one. I'm just going to leave it there. It's like the way that Sam Chapman's eyelids look before she starts applying eyeshadow. You know what I mean? Like people who have sort of naturally pigmented lids instead of having those bright white lids like I have. That's the look. That's the entire look. Nothing shiny, because I feel like the shiny eyeshadow would be a giveaway that it's eyeshadow, and this is really very subtle. I'm going to use the 26, which is like this big pencil brush, to drag just the tiniest bit of the Naked Bronze cream across my lower lash line. Oh my gosh, I'm going to stop there. I'll go overboard. Mascara. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah. This is a very lengthening mascara. It's the one from City Beauty, and I'm just applying a little bit, so keeping it wispy basically. I know, who am I? You want to go in your hidey hole? The door to the bathroom down here was closed. Sadie was finding that unacceptable, among other things. I feel like everything's unacceptable right now to her, and that was just the absolute limit. So I had to get up and open it. And that's the look. And I feel a million times better. I feel like the word is polished. I feel polished. And you know, polished isn't always my makeup aesthetic. In fact, famously unpolished is, I feel, one of my keywords. But sometimes you just need, I guess sometimes I feel like I just need a strong injection of the opposite of what I feel like is dragging me down, you know? And today, some structure and polish was what I needed, and a light touch on the eyes and cheeks, cleaning up the skin, a bold lip, jewelry. This is what I needed. I'm really feeling way better. I'm really feeling like I can take on the world. What that's going to mean is making the bed, cleaning up my vanity, collapsing some cardboard boxes, maybe if I'm brave enough, replying to some emails, all things that I genuinely felt like I could not possibly do before I sat down in front of you here and got myself together like this. I'll try to remember to link everything in the description box down below in case anything particularly piqued your interest. However, you know what I'm going to say. This is something you can do with what you have. This is all about using what you have that makes your skin feel the best, a lip that makes you feel like $1,000,000, your favorite blush. You know what I mean? It's about using makeup, not buying makeup. I appreciate you so much for watching this video. Thank you for being here with me. If you aren't subscribed, I hope you'll remember to subscribe to my channel before you go. If you'd like to see the rest rest of this outfit and how I'm going to finish this look from head to toe, make sure to hop on over to my Instagram because I will definitely take a little photo and a video of this outfit of the day and post it. And you know what? I'll actually make sure that how to look amazing when you feel awful is the video that pops up when I'm fading out. So if you want to watch that one, just click on the thumbnail in a couple of seconds. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world.